I try to maintain it as strong as possible, man. Because honestly, and I'll relay this without taking too much time, but I'll relay this. One of the most important things to me, and I don't subscribe to any particular religious doctrine or belief, right? You know, I'm a God-fearing person in the strictest sense, but I'm not necessarily a person that's about doctrine or a particular religion. But to that point, as an artist, when I was incarcerated, I didn't keep a lot of artwork on the walls of the prison cell, right? I didn't have pictures of family because I used to keep all that stuff in my trunk and locker. And if I wasn't working on artwork, it wasn't on the wall, it wasn't on the cell wall or on no easel or nothing. What was on the wall consistently, not even a calendar, but what was on the wall was a Bible tract which had scriptures in it that I highlighted and I would refer to and read pretty much every day, in the morning, in the afternoon, and whenever I would just be like chilling in between breaks of reading and stuff like that, or working out in the cell. I would constantly refer to my Bible tract and look at the scriptures. And sometimes I would change them, but sometimes I would keep the same one up for years. And all those scriptures had to do with God's promise of, you know, releasing the captured believer, God's promise of, you know, never forsaking you, you know, and those things. So my spiritual relationship with God and my beliefs sort of center around those things, you know what I mean? Around hope, around freedom, around justice, fairness, and God's relationship with a person, a man, who, you know, that he will never forsake you if you live according to that will, you know, if you live according to those universal principles that have been established. So, you know, spiritually, I'm there. Politically, I'm in a weird space politically, you know. I'm not a Democrat, I'm not a Republican, I'm an independent. I'm usually a single issue or double issue voter. You know, I'm concerned about economics, particularly economics for black folks. You know, black folks who've been in this country for hundreds of years. And also my political stance is that I am for, you know, politics as much as it allows opportunity for self-determination, you know, and that's the politics or political philosophy that I ascribe to, the politics that gets us as a bridge to a place to where we can be self-determined, you know, and we can be more empowered as a people, you know.
Yeah, well said. And unfortunately, we don't have that much time, so I gotta be sure I gotta get home to my goddess. And as you well said, we actually gonna get together, me and your woman,
Yes.
you and your woman, me and my goddess. We're gonna get together and we're gonna break bread. So we're doing. I gotta get home because she told me to be home because we're getting ready to go somewhere else.
Absolutely.
So I want to be on time. You know, right now we going through it right now. But so I wanna. It's
gonna get better.
Yes, sir. I'm working hard.
It's gonna get better.
So my last question is this, because we're gonna do this again, because you got so much wisdom, so much experience, and triumphing over the worst circumstances that you possibly can imagine. Since you've been here and you've been able to go various places, you went to New Orleans.
Yeah.
You went to New York. You've traveled in other places. You've taken your one of your mediums, one of only many, because you have many mediums of art. You've taken it near and far and abroad. What have you been able to do artistically? Give me the truncated version, of course. What have you been able to do artistically since being released from behind that 30-foot wall, that double military razor wire fence?
Oh man, I'll just give you two things. The crowning jewel of my artistic achievements thus far has been my participation in the 58th Carnegie Museums International, which is a prestigious international event that's centered in Pittsburgh. And it allows over 150 artists and artist estates to come together and do projects, you know, of their choosing, right? And I was able to do a mural called A Gift to the Hill District in the community that I was born, raised, and reared in before I came out into the larger world. And that mural has a quote from August Wilson in it that says, your belief in yourself has to be greater than anyone's disbelief, right? Yes, and so, you know, and I carry that with me as well. That is the crowning jewel of my artistic achievements, however many that I may have accumulated thus far. And, you know, hopefully, you know, I continue to bring public art, you know, to that community as well as other communities in Pittsburgh.
Well, as I said, we out of time, but we definitely gonna do this again and again and again and again. Time permitting, we gonna make time. Well, beloved,
My brother,
Hotep
always.
and
Imhotep.
Uhuru Nikasi, freedom is work. Harambe, 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 Harambe. Let's pull together. This is General Muti Ajamu-Osagboro signing off with John Life is Real series, and it's always a pleasure to be with a thorough comrade, Hotep.